And we have started the meeting of the Whately Cemetery Commission on Wednesday, February 25th, 2026 at 1 p.m.
Okay.
We don't need to approve the minutes of the previous meeting because we did that in the interim and they are posted.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
How did we do that?
I think we by email agreed to uh, approve the draft and sent them in to be posted. Now, I didn't go look to see that they are posted. Is there any need to do that?
Uh, I don't think so, but I will check. I mean, I haven't been on the new site, so I have no idea. Sorry, I just have to respond to a customer, so hold on a second.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Have someone just picking things up while I'm here, so
Oh, okay.
just making sure they are all set. All right. All right, back to you. There we go. Yeah, I've not been on the new website at all, so I'm
I
unsure.
was just there to be sure that we had the agenda posted, which we did, but
Right, okay,
all right, so we can uh, we can ask that they be posted if they are not posted, and then we will
okay,
do something similar for the minutes of this meeting if we can converge on a draft that we both accept. We can
okay,
just ask to have them posted.
okay.
Okay, so there's a chance for public comment, and we have nobody else who's asked to join the meeting. So I guess there'll be no
No
public
public
comments.
comment. All right
I,
then.
I should just say that the reason that I have the maps is that we got an email from someone who has moved out of town. Let's see if I can find his message. Um, Timothy Brusso, who apparently worked at Smith some years ago, still has a Smith College email account. Says we used to live in Whately probably 30 years ago. I bought a family plot. He then says 22 spots are used. I suspect that was a typo and it was only the two spots are used,
I would hope
but I
that's
don't
only
know.
two, yeah.
And he says, I have two empty spots. Someone had mentioned that you might buy back the two empty spots.
Yes.
Uh, if you are interested, would you contact me? So I wrote back to him to say, uh, we might be interested in doing that. Tell me more about where the spots are, uh, in which cemetery and what general location. I did a quick visual scan of the maps and did not find a Brusso name on them. So,
Oh,
yeah,
is it under a different name, maybe?
yeah, but I haven't heard back from him yet. So,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
So we will investigate that. And that is a topic to discuss when we come um, to the guidelines or rules and regulations of the cemetery. So I am now going to share my screen. And can you see that?
Oof, not without glasses. Yes, I can
Okay,
see that.
so I uh, managed to copy the PDF of the uh, whatever it's called, guidelines, rules, and regulations that are on our website now. I guess Pete did not take them down yet.
Oh,
You were you were
he
going to
said he
ask
was going
him.
to. Huh.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
at least I
did. He said he did. Yeah, he said he did it, but maybe he hadn't gotten to it yet. That's right.
okay. Well, at least I was able to capture that and then reformat it as a Word document. And so that's the black text. And what I have in red are proposed changes. Would you like me to make those bigger?
I'm actually trying to switch it over to my computer, so hold on a second.
Oh, okay.
Uh, let's do that. I don't have the passcode. Do you have a passcode for the meeting? Can you see
For
me?
I can see you,
Well,
yes.
you can see me from my phone, but that's hard to, I can't see you on this yet. All right, so
Uh,
hold on.
there's a passcode on the agenda.
Okay. Oh, I don't know if I can get that in, so hold on a second. That should be easier if I can see from the computer. Hold on a second. I'm gonna here.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you trying to come in as a different person?
It, well, it could be from, yeah, but I have to get the passcode.
Yeah, and then you will probably show up as someone else, I have to admit, using,
I'll put, I'll put my name, Darcy Tozier 2, and then once I get over, I'll get rid of 361 332. Um,
I'm going to stop sharing for a moment so I
yeah.
um, can admit you.
This meeting is being recorded. Okay. Oh, let me accept.
Okay, you'll have to unmute yourself.
There we go. Okay.
There we go. All right.
It's better. So now I can see you a little, and I can actually
Okay.
look at my.
Now let's see. If I share, I've enlarged the text. There we go.
Oh, that's better. Okay.
So is that pretty visible?
Yep, I can see it better. Yep.
So later in the document, we use the term cremation plots. Didn't say how big they were. Is 36 by 36 about the right size? If we were going to have
Just,
some plots just for one cremation burial.
I mean, even at 36 by 36, you could have more than. All right, hold on. Let me just look up what a standard cremation plot is, because it could be less than that. I mean, it could
Right.
literally.
The standard is 45 inches by 132, according to the,
Right, right.
so it's sort of 11 feet, just a shade under 4 feet by 11 feet.
Let's see. Standard.
So we can make it 45 by 45, for example.
Yeah, that just seems too big.
Yeah.
Standard cremation plot sizes for in-ground burials are typically much smaller, with common dimensions being 1 feet by 2 feet or 3 feet by 3 feet. Because for like a 12-inch
For a 12-inch square
hole,
urn, uh,
yeah,
but you sort of damage the sides by digging down that far. So should we make it 2 feet square? 24 by 24?
That seems good. For an individual cremation, that seems good.
Yeah, if we're going to sell a plot um, for just one urn,
That's plenty of space.
24
Yeah.
by 24 should be enough.
Yeah.
Uh, and so,
Yeah. I
so we
mean,
don't
I
worry.
guess we'll have to do. Go ahead.
Okay, so we haven't identified any such spaces yet, but we
That's what I
could
was just going to say. Yeah. Yeah.
we could
We'll
begin
have to go.
thinking about that where we might do it.
Yeah.
Um, and so I combined the things about sizes into that
Yeah.
uh, point.
That's good.
And then we have the bit about the monuments. Now, we, at an earlier meeting, I think it was the previous meeting, we stipulated the headstone sizes,
Right.
which we hadn't gotten into our rules and regulations documents. So I put them in
Yeah.
here. Um,
That's good. Yeah. 30 inches wide, 24 inches high, and 8 inches thick.
I don't know what term to use other than thickness for the, uh,
Depth? Are you thinking that?
well,
No.
depth will seem to be how far into the ground. Yeah, if we were doing architecture,
Yeah.
we would call it depth, but since we're doing burials, I'm not sure. We have a width, we have a height.
Yeah, but it needs to be like the, I would call it the depth, but I know what you're thinking. Because it's it's a square, uh, or a rectangle.
Yeah.
And then the rectangle goes up. There's a better term for all that. Ellen could tell me since she's teaching geometry right now, but I'm forgetting.
Well,
Because
shall we, is 8 inches the right limit on how fat it can be?
by fat, do you mean no? Yeah, 8 inches isn't right. Thick, fat.
So along the ground, you've got the wide dimension and you've got the narrow dimension, which is sort of in line with the
Yeah,
plot.
yeah. So the narrow dimension, 8 inches is not enough. It's usually a foot.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. And that doesn't depend on whether it's a single burial plot or a group of burial plots. The only thing we change when we go to a group or a family plot is that we allow them to be wider.
right. Yeah, they can be, because that they're just encroaching on their own plots when they do that. So it can be 24 like wide, thick, whatever you want to say.
Oh,
Because they can go like they can cross. So it depends on where the plots are. Like if they're back to back, you can go a wider base.
right.
Yeah.
If
But
they're side to side, it can be a wider base, but I don't know that you want it to be take up more of the burial space.
right. Yeah, if they're side to side, it should still be 12 inches.
Yeah.
But if they're back to back, you can do up to 24, I think. I think it's
Okay.
per plot. So like if they want to like overlap their stones to one another, that would work. Like if you just put per plot, that,
Right. Okay.
deep, wide, long and wide. Thick isn't working for me because that's to
No.
me like that. I keep thinking that's what you're like from the ground up is 8 inches thick to me. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. But from the ground down would be a depth. So
Right. So how about 30 inches long, 24 inches wide?
okay, 30 inches long and 24 inches wide,
Does that work?
and then 48 long and
12 wide.
I'm sorry,
24 is high. That's fine. Yeah, you need to go back to the 24 inches on the first one. That's fine. 24 inches high is fine.
oh,
Yeah, so it should be,
24 inches high
yeah, 30
by
inches
30 inches long by 24
wide,
inches wide.
by 12 inches wide, 12 inches wide. Yeah.
12, yes. Wide
And then you need to get rid of that. Yeah.
for individual plots and 40. So again, can they be higher or still 24 inches high?
Yeah. Yeah. Where did we come up with the 24 inches high? Because there are stones that are, you know, six
But
6 feet high. Were we deciding?
there are now. I think we were deciding that we wanted to keep them shorter. Should we allow them up to 36 inches high?
I would think so. Like 24 is pretty short. I think
Okay,
that's kind of 24 is kind of the standard size of a stone.
so up to 36 inches high,
Yeah,
48 inches long, and
12
still
inches wide.
and 12 inches
Wide
wide.
for 2 or more plots. Yeah, that's good.
But for a single urn spot, which is only 24 inches square, I think we have to say it can't be wider than or 24 inches long.
Yeah, and 12 inches. That's like the standard for a plaque, right?
Right, and then 12 inches wide.
24 long. You can do the whole thing, I would say.
It's
Um,
24 by 24, so we could do 24 long,
and tw- 12 wide.
12
Um,
wide.
and should we just say that urns need to be flat stones? I think they should be. Just,
Okay.
just
The stone must be ground level flat
ground,
stone.
yeah, ground marker, yeah. I think because in terms of like mowing and maintenance, that's just going to be easier if we start sticking these little plots in and there's all these tiny little stones going up around it.
Of maximum size, 24 inches long
12 wide,
and
yeah.
12 inches wide.
So the 4 inches thick can go.
Right. We don't need that.
Is that the standard size of a plaque? Like 24 by 12? Do you know?
Oh, I think they range from 18 to 24
Okay,
long.
all right. Because if they're standard 24 inches wide and we're putting one next to the other, there's going to be no space in between them if our plot size is only 24 inches.
Well, but the plot size could be 24 by 24 and we could space it by another foot, maybe not putting them.
Oh, yeah, we could do that. Like put a space in between. Okay, that makes sense. Yep. Because
Yeah.
we
So
give
when we
ourselves,
when we
yeah,
identify them and sell them, we need to make sure that things fit. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Good.
Okay. Then only one monument on each plot and one marker at each grave.
Yeah.
Um, be allowed. Number 4 is as it was, that you have to get it below the frost line.
Yeah.
Um, cornerstones. We're sort of saying that, as it did before, that cornerstones can't be placed on a single burial plot. You're allowed to put cornerstones up if it's more than one plot.
Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, a single is unnecessary. Yeah.
Yeah. And then for the permanent stuff, I just added
Yep, that's
that
good.
that you can't impinge on another plot.
That's good. Good.
Uh, then it's the same traffic. I guess that's fine. Uh,
Yeah,
People do drive in and park in the roads,
they're usually older, so it's
but
fine
yeah.
as long as they're staying on the road.
And then visitors are welcome to walk in the cemeteries, but uh, asked to curb their dogs and pick up after their pets. And I thought to add that we could say that they're encouraged to use the installed benches for rest and reflection.
Yeah,
Um,
good.
do we mention how many there are? Is that worth doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine in there because people will can then look for them.
Okay, so I'm going to take take the color off. Okay, I inserted a few places oversight.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yep. Under the 30.
it's not news that we required an approved urn, but you and I have never discussed what an approved urn is. Could it be wooden? Does it have to be? Could it be plastic? Yes. Do we
Just
really
yeah.
care? I think we
Yeah.
mean we're
I
we're
think
not we're not burying just a plastic bag of ashes.
I mean it's been done.
It's been done.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. Like um
Could somebody just dig a hole? If we dug a hole, could somebody just pour the ashes in?
why wouldn't they be able to? That's green burial, right? Like that's why
Uh,
wouldn't they be able to? Is there a problem with that?
I don't have a problem with that. I'm just picking up on the previous wording.
Right. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, this was in there probably even like this was Paul. Uh yeah.
Should we just say an approved container is, and what do we say?
Yeah, I'm just wondering. Any for all cremation burials.
So would we allow a paper bag of ashes? I think we would.
Why not? Right? Like, do we even need that in there? I guess is the question.
Uh, the goal, the goal of a cremation burial, I guess, from a sort of public health standpoint, is that we want the ashes to be at least 2 feet down.
Yes, and it doesn't matter how they're down there.
I don't think it matters.
No,
Shall we take this
take that out.
one
Yeah.
out? Take this all
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody who's ever asked me, I've always been like, doesn't matter what they're in. Because they're like, can we put it in a, whatever. I mean, we haven't had anything very unusual, but people have asked, can we make our own urn or can we have a, handmade thing? And it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Which they did, for example, for the um, Kennedy burials.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It doesn't matter as long as it's 2 feet down. I don't think it matters what it's in.
All right.
You got to change everything now, or did it
Yeah.
automatically? But yeah,
It's not formatted for the numbering, so I'll change the numbers as we go along. And then I added that internment uh, has to be under the supervision of the uh, commissioners.
yeah, unless
So
yes,
sort of saying that they can't go in and just do their own.
right,
Um,
yeah.
where is my no? Die, 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 die. Home.
Glad you're doing this.
Yeah. Okay. There.
That's not stuff I do.
That's not stuff I've done recently, but I'm catching up, remembering.
That didn't work. Whatever that was.
Well, I just wanted to take the highlight out.
Right. You have a dash between the A and yeah.
Oh, that's a dash meaning it's deleted. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That'll go
It'll
away.
it'll go away.
Okay.
Um,
Yes, I'm glad you're doing this.
and then we forbid exhumation.
Yeah, without, yeah, state approval. Yep.
That's state approval. Um, then we have this prohibition about damaging things. Uh, and I was just going to add, and are prohibited from damaging or moving the fences or benches.
Yeah, you might as well, right? Yeah.
Oops. Come on. Okay, so that's number 13. Now we're back to 14.
Come on slightly.
We remove stuff if they become unsightly.
Yeah.
You kind of wish that they would remove them, uh,
Yes.
but what we're saying is that we will remove them
What, yeah, if they don't come and get them,
if they don't
they're
come and get them.
all right, great.
Uh,
Bills.
okay, green burials.
Yeah, that's all good.
Um, then this is general boilerplate about being in compliance with federal and state regulations. And then these are a couple things that I added. Excavations for burials are only
Yeah,
permitted with the approval and supervision of the cemetery commissioners. Uh, and then here's the date question.
yeah. Only limited to a period of, oh, yeah, yeah, March 15th to November. That's good. Frost free and not snow covered. I'm glad we didn't do it this week. We've got, that's,
Yeah, right. They want to do it on Friday,
yeah, it would be a bit of a mess. Yeah.
wouldn't it? And while the ground is firm enough to support excavating equipment. And then this next sentence is the conditional that we
Yeah,
talked about and weren't sure we'd approve, but that it's at the discretion of the commissioners if conditions permit, but in no case while the plots are snow covered or while the ground is frozen more than 1 inch deep.
that's good. That's perfect. Yeah.
Okay, then on to the purchase prices.
Mm-hmm.
And I've corrected what language I had to be sure that we say the date in which the approval was done. Uh,
Okay.
I inserted a price for a cremation plot. If we sell
Yep.
$400 for a single plot, is cremation maybe cheaper by almost a third? Should this be 150?
Yeah, that seems good.
Okay. And then the prices for grave openings, one, as we specify, is set by the local excavating contractor.
And it's not
And
750, it's 9. Let me go back to his text, but I think it's 950.
is it 950? Is that what he said?
I think so, but let me go back to his text. And I have let him know that he's got to tell us in advance if he changes it.
Yes,
950.
950. Okay. And by vote of the town meeting, it's 150 that we charge for one of us opening.
125, you mean?
125, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Interesting that it said 100 before and we've only ever been charging 75.
That's right. I think that you told me once that Lynn Sibley had said to you that it said 100 by vote of the cemetery commission,
Huh.
but that the town had not been asked to approve it.
Oh,
So we had to stay with
yeah,
70
75.
that
Yeah.
had been the most recently town approved
Okay.
fee for that. Uh,
Okay. All fees are paid. Yeah. Mention the crypt and center cemetery. What are you
so
asking?
Well, so these are two other things that occurred to me after I worked on the draft. One is, do we want to say anything about the crypt?
What would we say?
Um, that it is closed and should not be entered, or is
Mm,
that just inviting trouble?
right? You might be drawing attention to the fact.
I think most people don't know it's there, and those that do know that they can force
Yeah, they're gonna
the
go in anyway, right? Like,
right, unless we could clean it up enough and straighten it enough so we could lock it. I think there's
which, the crypt is something that we're gonna have to face sometime soon because it's kind of starting on the top. It's
it's
starting to,
starting to sag. Yeah.
yeah, stuff. So
Uh,
it's something that we might need to get CPA funds for to like restore. And when that happens, we could lock it.
so we no longer use the crypt to
Right.
store caskets that can't be buried in frozen ground. Um, so you could almost wonder, why do we need a crypt anymore?
Right. I mean, I guess that would be a question to pose to the town. Like, do we preserve it as a part of history or do we get rid of it?
And if we got rid of it, we'd get, I don't know,
More plots.
10,
Yeah.
10 more plots or something like that.
Yeah, maybe not quite that much, but yeah.
But, so yeah, I think that's just a future thing. I think we ought
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
not mention that.
Yeah.
Uh, Now, the other thing that I wondered about, because of this guy writing and saying, do you want to buy back my plot? I don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
Uh, should we offer to facilitate sales transfers, or would we even say explicitly we will buy back unused burial plots? If if and if we
That's
do that, at what price do we buy them back? I worry about people having bought a plot for
50.
$100
Yeah.
50 years ago, now
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, it's worth $400. I'll cash it in," and
Yeah.
they mark it up. On the other hand, if we can sell it for 400,
Right.
or do we buy it back for 350? Um, but I think something that says we are interested in getting them back um,
Right.
is
Does it?
worth
No.
saying.
Let's see. Can I?
Because I sort of feel like back here where we talk about the price, um, oh no, we don't say that there. So where could we say it? Where we set the prices, um, we could
Yeah.
just add it here at the end of 21,
Mhm.
that the commissioners will help to facilitate sale or transfer of unused burial plots.
That's good. I think it also, I can't look because I signed into a different uh, thing, but I think it says it on the letter that we send out with deeds as well. That
Oh, it
that
says that if you want to,
the town will, yeah, if you don't want the plot or the plot becomes no longer necessary, the town will buy them back. But it doesn't have any pricing or anything like that. Um, so
well, maybe I should say the commissioners. Oh my, can I spell? Get my fingers in the right place. The commissioners will help facilitate the sale or town purchase, the sale or transfer or town purchase of unused burial plots.
yeah, that's good. It's a bit of like we did it for Adelia. Her plot out in the front by the fencing, she transferred all over to her kids. She broke it up and transferred it all over to her kids. So, or and kids or whoever they were.
Right. So apparently, Fred Bardwell. Of course, there's so many Fred Bardwells, you don't know which one I'm talking about. But the Fred who was married to Adelia
Yep,
uh, had a brother, Fay.
yep,
And Fay and his wife had bought a plot next to the Howells plot,
yep.
right near the Yellow Barn. And after some back and forth and moving around, they decided they wanted to be buried instead out near the Bardwell plot in the West Cemetery.
Yep.
And so the Bardwell plot was transferred, I don't know how, sale or just donation or something, to Howe's descendants.
Ah,
So one part of that was uh, designated for the Howells who just died,
okay.
and another part was designated for the Richard Howells who is the son, who has been pestering Amy
Yep.
LaValle.
Okay.
Speaking of which, I have written to him multiple ways, including by text and text to his wife, and I've gotten no response.
Oh, okay.
So he doesn't want to discuss it, I guess. Um,
I have the feeling they're not going to be happy with us when the day comes for the burial.
but one of the things that he said to Amy LaValle that she conveyed, or maybe to Richie, was that they, meaning the cemetery commissioners, were talking about the wrong location.
Yes, that's what she told me. Yep.
So on the maps, there is a smallish plot. I have to see it on the ground to be sure what its limit is. It may be just two uh, burial locations named for the father who died,
Okay.
and an equal size named for the son who still lives on North Road. Um,
Okay.
so when we get around to it, we need to nail down,
Well, someone needs to meet us out there and tell us where they
yeah,
want it to be.
where
Yeah.
where they want the burial to be, and are the designations that we have on those plots the right ones?
Yep. I mean, often if I'm at all confused, I just ask them to meet me out there because
Yeah.
that is easier than trying to describe it over the phone. Yeah. Okay.
So we'll get that fixed.
February.
Yeah. New spelling. It's my
Hmm.
sister's birthday, one of my sister's birthdays.
Oh,
Okay, so there we go.
good.
So does that look right? I think
Yeah,
we've done
good.
this.
Yep.
Okay, then uh, let's see. I'll make a motion to approve the revised guidelines and rules and regulations.
Yeah, approved.
Okay, so we have approved. I will accept all changes and send it to Pete to be
Great.
posted.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any other business at the moment?
No, not at the moment. Like there are things we need to
The
sort
things
out.
we need to talk about, such as applying for mapping software and
Yes, that's what.
funds to hire a
Yep.
mapper, and separately, funds to hire someone to do uh, ground penetrating radar surveys to see
Right.
what spaces are occupied.
Yes. Yes. Those are all the things I was going to bring up. Like we need to deal with it. Every
And
time we have like a burial question mark where we have to probe the ground to figure out where people are, I'm like, we need to sort this out so that
right. And
we
so
look.
we actually want both things at once because when
Yep.
we have the good mapping software,
Yeah.
we then want to do it ourselves or hire someone to do it.
Yep.
to do a careful survey
Yeah, I
and see
preferably
what
high.
spaces.
Yeah,
And it would seem to me that we could even at that point launch a conversation with plot owners if they're plots that have remained vacant for,
that's
I don't
true.
know, 50 years or more or 100
Yeah,
years or more. So take the maximum lifetime. If it's
yeah,
been vacant for over 100 years, we ought to
yeah.
ask whether we could reclaim it.
Right. If there's even anybody around, right? Like that's
Yeah.
the other thing.
And in the extreme, I suppose you could have some kind of policy. Of course, it wasn't written at the time that we sold them, so you couldn't, I don't know whether you can enforce it after the fact, but you sort of want to say if you don't use your plot
Within
within 100 years, um, it will revert to the town.
that's yeah. I mean, we'd have to find out if that's, you
Since
know,
it's purchased, somebody owns it.
right,
How do you reclaim it?
right,
But
right, because then also like they may not use it in their 100 years, but it does just go to their descendants, and somebody along the line might want to. Do you know?
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a little tricky.
And
Um,
we don't say on the deeds, if you move, you've got to tell us where you move to so that we
no.
know how to contact people.
Yeah.
But that day is coming as we end up selling all of our available space. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Y- yeah. I mean, we need to do something about that. That's the other thing we have to figure out
I remember walking in West Cemetery
in the back there.
in the
Yeah.
back, both in the vicinity of where the old shed was
Yeah.
and on the hilltop above where there used to be the Bear Path compost.
Okay.
It's wooded.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are
Yeah.
both mainly wooded areas,
So
but
here's a question. Montague just opened and has just started a forest cemetery. I wonder if
oh,
we do something similar. And it is just like, I mean, I'd have to like talk to them and find out more about how they do their burials, but it is forested. It is not a cleared path at all. And there's just a small marker at base of a tree near where you're buried. And that's it. And so like how they do the burials without disrupting roots and things like that, I don't know. Like that's what I want to ask them. But
right, you dig around until you find a way to get down 6 feet. Uh,
yeah. Yeah, I don't
but
know. They're doing green burials for sure. They're all green burials.
oh, okay.
There's someone there, I think in Montague, she's making wicker baskets. So it's definitely a full burial.
Oh,
Yeah. So how they're doing that is my question. Like, how do you do a full burial in the woods without damaging the trees?
or would you say, for example, in that space to the north of the currently used space in west, that we selectively remove trees and tree stumps, leaving uh,
Yep.
lines of trees that have then lines uh, of plots
Yeah. I mean,
in
maybe
among them.
I do want to talk to them because, and I think the idea is you leave it, there's no manicuring, there's no plantings, you just leave it as forests. Like,
Okay,
no one, you don't plant anything in there, and no one's like, there's no lawns, there's no,
don't have to mow.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I've been
yeah,
intrigued by it. There's more and more of them popping up. They're just, you just have your marker at the base of a tree nearby, and
right.
that's kind of all that you do. So it's very low impact, definitely green burials, which we could designate that as the green burial section. Not that we wouldn't allow it elsewhere, but
The related uh, issues would be that it seems like all of our current cemeteries are on spaces where there are no major rocks.
yeah,
Was it because they were plowed for so many years that the rocks were removed, or were they
yeah,
just soil sediment? in among the trees, there might well be rocks as well as tree roots and
Well,
stumps.
yeah, I can, there's definitely that. But I can certainly say in the new section of West, we've hit some sizable boulders because there's,
Okay,
yeah, it is, that was cleared to create that section. So
so it was cleared of trees
I
to
believe
create
so.
that section.
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah. And we've hit some pretty significant rocks. There's a
Okay.
couple, there's a couple to the side in the woods that you can see that, yeah.
Okay.
Um, Let me talk to the Montague people and ask them how they go about it. Because, yeah, how do you bury a full burial in the woods has been my
Yeah.
question all along.
And I suppose a related opportunity that we have is that we could take out part of the stone wall.
Yep. Yeah,
That's at least one full burial plot
it is.
wide.
Yeah.
And
Do
we,
you mean in between the two?
between the two sections,
Yeah.
if suppose on the, I don't know, the eastern half of the stone wall, you removed it.
Yeah. I bet there'll be some uproar about that.
Yeah,
I don't know that we have I know that stone walls are protected in some ways
that's right.
by the
They
state.
are.
I
Yeah,
don't know that we would be able to, but we could find out. Yeah.
right. Stone
I
walls as fences are
Yeah,
protected by the
yeah.
historical commissions and so forth.
The other thing is to find out if there's any other land around, which there could be. I know they just finally have made a use for the one across from Zanoni's. But there might be land around.
Yeah. But as we learned from our fights about East Cemetery,
Right,
if it's already in uh, conservation
right.
protection
Yeah, yeah,
beyond
yeah.
beyond, well, even including APRs for agricultural protection,
Yeah,
the
I just mean
state the state won't
else.
let you take it unless
Right.
it's there's an equivalent amount of land put under protection.
Yeah, yeah, I'm aware of that. I just mean elsewhere altogether, like a new cemetery somewhere else, not necessarily adding on to where we have.
Well,
Uh,
Brian asked us when there was that proposal of putting restrictions on uh, Bear Path,
mhm.
putting the agricultural restriction.
Yeah,
Uh, he asked us whether the town should somehow prevent that because it would prevent future use.
yeah. I don't remember that.
But our cemetery boundary extends apparently to the foot of that hillside above Bear
Right.
Path.
Okay.
So what does that allow you to do? I suppose you could dig into the hill
Hmm.
without going down and without leveling it. And I think on the other side, we owned practically down to the edge of the brook
Yes, I
that
believe so.
flows along the south side.
Yeah, yeah. There's room there to figure something out for sure.
So you could, and we know there'd be objections, but you could take 10 feet of forest out
Hmm.
on the south side of
Yeah,
West.
yeah,
And I think where the old shed was, you may have 20 or 30 feet.
yeah, yeah. There's definitely, and that's like an easy clear. There's definitely some room there for expansion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we probably just need to walk around out there. I'll talk to the people in Montague and see if
Okay. Yeah. And
that's,
then we should walk and explore.
yeah.
I don't think there's any contiguous land uh, to the center cemetery,
No, there is not, and there isn't to east.
and
So
there isn't an east. So
yeah, our
we're
step would be another piece of land somewhere else. If,
right, a fourth cemetery.
yeah,
Hmm.
which, eventually it's going to happen because and the other thing is the urns. We're going to increase our capacity with the urns for sure, the urn plots, because that allows us to squeeze plots in places that we can't put a full burial.
Right.
So, yeah.
So we need to get some more comprehensive set of options sometime soon.
Yeah. And all of that, like it's almost all in like needs to happen at the same time. Like if it were to all happen with the mapping and the um, radar, then we'd know where we could put extra plots. We'd know where we could put earn plots. We'd know like we could then map out a new section if we were going to do that. Like it seems like it should all kind of encompass one another
I
as we
think
do.
you
Yeah.
I think you're right now. Of course, Dan Dennehy has urged us to think about options, and some people who are talking about the center school were saying, well, why don't you demolish the center school and make
Yep.
that burial
Cemetery.
plots? Um,
Yeah.
and other people have said, I haven't checked to see, but I've been told from several sources that the deed for the yellow barn
Yes, that is,
allows for it to
yeah,
be removed in favor of more burial plots.
that was the idea. It was Judy's dad, I think, who donated it with the intent that if it could stay up as long as, we didn't need the space for the cemetery.
Which would be reason, I suppose, to bring up at town meetings when we're discussing whatever the new highway department building is,
Yeah,
to say, make sure it's big enough
to house what's in that
to
building.
house what's in the yellow barn.
Yes, because that might need to come down someday. Yes.
And from a cemetery commissioner's point of view, just having a little shed in which we could park our mower
Yeah. Yeah. Just
or
replacing the
or
shed
park
with,
the mower and the trailer,
yeah.
but not more. We don't need a whole yellow barn
Yeah.
worth of space.
No, we don't. Yeah. And in fact, like I wish we could store in the back shed. It's just, every time I've stored the mower in there, mice get in it. So
Yeah.
I'm unsure if there's like a better building we could get where that wouldn't happen. I don't know. But they, for some reason, they don't bother the yellow barn, which doesn't make any sense to me because it's even more open than the other.
Well, for a long time, the local foxes had nests
Yep.
in the
In
yellow
that.
barn, and
Yep.
that may have
Yeah.
discouraged the
It could
mice.
be. Yeah. And last time I saw them, they just moved across the street to the other barn, the neighbor.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think so. I vaguely remember at a scout camp that the mice were getting into the what do they call it? The trading post where they sold soft drinks and candy bars. Uh, and so one year during um, camp setup time, my brother was going to be the trading post manager, and he spent the whole setup 2 weeks stapling hardware cloth
Mm-hmm.
on the studs
Yep.
of the building so that you had a hardware cloth enclosed storage area.
That's what I did in my basement.
Yeah.
Like between the, yeah, it's the little, because ours has like an opening from the basement up to the outer edges of all the rooms for the heat
Oh, right.
distribution.
Okay.
So I hardware cloth in the basement so they could stop, they would stop going up in the house that way.
They just stay in the basement.
They stay in the basement. Every once in a while, someone gets through. I'm sure they've found a spot here or there that they can get through. But
Well, ours has so much space that I can catch mice in the attic and in the basement.
yeah,
I don't ever catch them in the 2 stories of the living space,
good.
but
That's
they find a way to get up into the attic.
yeah. It's interesting that they don't come into your house because that
Right,
they're.
come into the kitchen where there's
I was going to say they're after
right.
our food. That's where they go for us. Yeah.
You've got cold cereal and various other things that
Yeah.
could easily be
How do you
attacked.
catch your mice?
I have uh, 3 different kinds of traps.
Perhaps. Okay. Because
Yeah,
the
so I'm killing them. Yeah.
yeah, but the South Deerfield vets are often looking for mice for their owls.
Oh,
Yeah, you can call and ask, but if you kill a bunch and you clean them up soon, they will use them to feed birds of prey that they get in to get that have been hurt.
oh,
Yeah. They stick them in
so,
the freezer.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, when the infestation starts, I can catch 2 or 3 every other
Mhm.
day for
Yeah,
about
same.
two
Yeah,
or 3 weeks.
yeah,
And I throw them out under the
yeah,
shrubbery,
yeah. That's what
and
I do. But I
and
just found,
they and ours disappear. So
yeah,
somebody prowls our shrubbery looking for
that's good.
recent kills. Um,
Probably hang around waiting for you.
well, oh, I just hope it's not the neighbor's cat bringing it into the neighbor's house.
Oh no, that wouldn't be good. That wouldn't
But
be good.
in any case, that's not a cemetery issue.
No. All right.
So,
Um, yeah.
seeing no other business, I think we're ready to adjourn, right?
Yes. Motion to adjourn.
Uh, I second and vote yes, and so we are now adjourned.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.